Hello and welcome to another Gemini Rogues World of Warship Legends video. This is Tier 1 Japanese Chikuma. I'm not sure, I think it's a cruiser, Killer 05.
Yep, it's a protected cruiser by all accounts. The Chikuma is a Chikuma class of ships built by the Japanese around 1909. It's the lead of the class. There's two other sister ships in it, the Arado and the Yahagi, I'm pronouncing them right, and it's named after the Chikuma River in Japan.
Nice one.
It didn't really launch until 1911, and then it technically got completed in 1912 randomly, so it was launched before it was finished, and then finally went into service mostly during World War I, where it was part of the Anglo-Japanese fleet, sort of like doing manoeuvres on behalf of the British in all regards, just trying to keep the German Navy in track. It even ended up protecting the Australian-New Zealand borders towards the end of World War I from the Germans. And then after that, it just kind of did escort manoeuvres and stuff like that. Never really saw action because there wasn't really much going on in that.
Okay.
And then finally in about 1931 it got struck off the list, and then in 1935, in preparation for World War II, they started shooting it. It became a target ship for the Japanese Navy, and that's where it met its end, rather sadly.
That's a shame. It's a shame when they use them for targets.
Yeah.
But they've got to shoot at something, haven't they?
Yep, and that's how we end up on the game.
Okay.
So let's have a look at its statistics. So survivability, 13. So 13,000 should I say, 100 hit points, which is quite substantial. Only beaten by the Weymouth, which is a bit of a behemoth of Tier 1, but we'll come to him when we get to that review. So it's right up there with the most armoured and most hit points you're going to get at Tier 1. So you could tick that box if you really want to, as Tier 1 ships go. The armour's up to 102mm thick, which is about average if you don't set for the Weymouth, which is 152 as per usual, but it's a bit of a beast. So 8 times 152mm guns. What's the drawback on this?
HE only.
And a lifetime of reloading. By Tier 1 accounts, 12 seconds is a long time. It's a long time.
It does feel it when you're playing it, to be fair. 8.6
from the Weymouth is the next highest. 8.6 to 12 is a lifetime, so you're not going toe-to-toe when it comes to fire rate. AA defences, we mention them, but at Tier 1,
nondescript, really.
They are pretty poor. They've only got a firing range of 1 kilometre on the Chikuma, but we're not going to get a beat down when it comes to the air defences. Manoeuvrability, 51, so you can see there 26 knots, 530 metre turning circle, and a rudder shift time of 3.8 seconds. As manoeuvrability goes, right up there when it comes to Tier 1.
Yeah, in comparison, it's actually quite good because the Dresden's only 45 mobility.
It's probably the best when it comes to manoeuvrability. So you've got to use that to your advantage when it comes to this ship, especially with that reload time.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So you've got to take that into consideration.
Keep that model moving.
Again, one of its plus points, concealment. Concealment is what the highest you're going to get at this. Well, it's the same as Weymouth.
It's the same, 8 to 1, yeah.
With a little bit of manoeuvrability, that's fixed it a little bit.
Kind of.
So its detectable range by sea is 8.2 kilometres, by air 5, but again, you're not really going to see planes at Tier 1. Guaranteed detectable with 2 kilometres, so I think that's just standard for all of them.
Yeah, definitely. I think how concealment goes, I don't know why actually bother with it, because it's close quarters fighting anyway. But anyway,
as you mentioned, only fires HE, which gives it the highest chance of fire at Tier 1, I do believe, from the shells.
Yeah, 12%.
You only got none from the Weymouth, should I say. It's AP shells. That's just how it goes. It gets it there. 4% you're going to get from your German. 7% from your Albany at Tier 1, so 12 is quite high. So these HE rounds, they're only firing very randomly with a 12-second reload, but they do some damage when they land.
Yeah. Anyway, boosters. I recommend people, if you use your boosters, save them for higher tiers. And if you've got any premium ships, I'd also recommend saving your boosters for those, especially for making credits, because there is a booster for credits, and this is the universal booster for the global XP. I would save those for your premium ships as well, to be fair. So if you look at your times 2, is that 20% booster? Can't see colours 05. Never mind. But anyway, boosters, don't really worry about them in Tier 1. Just save them. Save them for premium ships and higher tiers, which you will benefit from them. plus your camo. Don't waste any camo at tier 1, it's pointless.
We've said this before, haven't we? Was it like 2 or 3 games?
Yeah.
You're going to be playing at tier 1 before you move on to
definitely.
tier 2.
I mean, there's benefits to camo. If you look at them, the dispersion of fire coming in and detectability, they all make sense. But what I would do is collect your free crate every day, save your camo, make sure you save them for later, because you will use them. They do come in very useful. I do know several people that whine when shots are going directly for a ship and they just inadvertently go either side. I know, but that's the way it goes. But anyway, first game in the Chikuma Killer
So,
05.
what we're going to take into consideration, we've got this tier 1 ship. What's its plus point? Straight away, we know it's manoeuvrable. We also know it's got one of the longest firing ranges of the ships at tier 1, 10 kilometres. The Weymouth's the only one who can fire 10 kilometres as well. We've got 9 kilometres on the Dresden, the German. And I'm not even going to mention Albany. It is 9.5, but with then guns it's hardly worth it. So you're still out firing the Albany. The Albany really is like the scum of tier 1. I think it's the runt of the litter.
What would you say is the best?
I do like the Weymouth. The Weymouth's is a behemoth. Over 1,000 more hit points than you've got in the Chikuma.
So it does help.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an help. And then the Chikuma again is got vastly more hit points than the Albany and the Dresden. Like 200 more, so 2,000 more. So it's really, for me, the tier 1 ships, it's between the Weymouth and the Chikuma for me.
As the best?
Yeah, Dresden just behind them, and then I'll put the Albany at a very distant last.
Okay.
But let's have a look, let's see what we can do.
The proof is in the plane though.
What trait do you normally get from these guns? What are they accurate? We're
talking slow firing, obviously. On paper it says it's 12% chance of fire, but you've seen these here, and have we set any fires yet? I'm not there, it's not been watching.
No, I've not seen.
But I mean, you've got your commanders, you need to train up your commanders, but obviously they're going to help with your aiming and your that's a bit close. I would say map awareness is very useful.
It always comes in handy. Well, you can see the fire rate.
Yeah, it's lacking, isn't it?
Yeah. But what have we got? We've got this nice bit of manoeuvrability, so
it does help.
We did say try and play this ship at a distance and use its fire range to your advantage, but sometimes some pesky swine will sneak straight up on you. So we'll broadside him, get as many guns as we can pointing at him. He's only got his back to us now.
To be honest, with the fire rate, I think you need to broadside stuff because if you can only get 2 guns on something, you're going to suffer.
It's a long time in between reloads. So it's not always the best tactic with a ship to go broadside.
No.
But it kind of is a necessity when it comes to the Chikuma. I remember this is tier 1, so people aren't going to be fully tactically aware, and
it's true.
Hitting it that regular is what we've seen.
Yeah. I mean, I would say tier 1, an angling ship would probably work better in the Weymouth because it's got more armour.
Yeah. But the Weymouth is a bit of a behemoth when it comes to tier 1.
Yeah,
there we go. There's a fire. I don't know if you caused it, but he's on fire. I weren't watching, I weren't paying attention. I just looked up and I noticed he's on fire. So you can see straight away though the damage you're racking up. There's some serious damage racking up there.
It's quite surprising actually, tier 1, how much damage you can do.
There's his first kill. 20,000 damage already done.
Say first, expect a few.
Well, I'm hoping so. And we've got the old Chikuma then. I mean, that is our not to play Chikuma.
What's that? Sitting still.
Sit still.
He's
firing away at somebody, but then we got a second kill. Ninja in there, ninja.
No, what I was doing is I was shooting at someone that was shooting at his teammates. That is a tactic.
It's a good tactic to be fair. So there it is. There's the old Dresden.
He's going backwards.
Just over 6.5 kilometres we're firing, and you can see the guns not too inaccurate.
No,
quite a nice spread, nicely grouped.
Set them on fire.
It's just this is the bit of an issue. It's been a long time since we fired that first volley.
That's what I mean. If you're at the wrong angle and you can only get a gun or one.
Is there any kind of preference when it comes to volley firing with this ship? With the long reload, would you fire all in one, or try and spread it out so you've got a more consistent lay down of fire?
Technically, I would do one at a time to make sure you hit him with the next one.
Yeah,
that is the tip. Do one shot, see where it's going to go.
Or if you're just close range, just get them off as soon as you can.
If you're close range, just hit them with everything. But at distance, you're going to have to do one at a time.
Some fire going off here.
See how I'm keeping my front to him?
Yeah.
I'm trying to bounce shots in my 102mm arm. I'm not sure if it's working. Not really.
We're getting more guns, but that's another kill. So we're up to 3 kills now, 27,000 damage.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not
Well,
bad.
guys,
Tier
it's
one.
another Weymouth with his armoured piercing shells. We know we can only fire them. And again, he looks like he's distracted with somebody else. But I don't think his friend behind us is.
No, we're kind of like
We're
distracted.
going to ram him? Are we ramming him here?
I think 2 people are trying to ram him.
Ramming speed!
We're gonna get you, Weymouth.
Oh, we took ourselves down with it. Well, eye for an eye.
Beautiful. 4 kills. It counts as a kill, man.
I'll take your word for it.
It does. It shows on your end
I
screen.
know, I saw it come up. I'm not arguing with you about it. So 28,000 damage there. Not to be sniffed
It's not
at.
to be sniffed at.
So
right? Tier
you've
one.
technically nearly done 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to remember Tier 1 is just a taster. I think to be honest, I like playing the Dresden. Yeah, it's good fun, Dresden. With the AP and the Weymouth, it's not so much good fun. But anyway, Killers 05. Another one wrapped up. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching our World of Warship Legends video. And laters.